Welcome back to the channel, Pokemaniacs. We've got news on the next Jazwares figures per usual. Shout out to Discord user Visygam, per usual, has the hot details, letting us know that a Quilava figure will be coming, and we have this photo of Gollet. It is a little bit of a preemptive leaked photo. It does need a little bit more paint on there, but I mean, we've got the general shape, got the general look. It does seem like it's coming along pretty well, so hopefully this means we're going to be seeing this in the next couple of months, but no news quite yet on the Golurk. That's still TBD, but you know, fingers crossed that's coming soon. In addition to that, we did get the official product images of the Charizard Y super articulated figure, and honestly, I think it's looking pretty good. The coloring, the shape, it looks great. The only thing that maybe is a little disappointing is that we'll see in some of the next photos is that the wings are just hinged. They aren't like the flexible, bendable, posable material like I was kind of hoping for, but still, the jaw looks amazing on it. The head shape, I think overall the body shape looks pretty good. The feet maybe could have like a better look to them, I think, but still, with the hinges and everything that's kind of involved in it, I think it looks acceptable. I really wish the wings, I wish they would have implemented that a little bit more with that flexible material, like the tail, where the old Charizard figure did have that like jointed tail. Now we have a more flexible tail with like a hinge at the end, it looks like, so you can always keep the flame upright, which is kind of cool. But overall, I'm actually kind of excited for this figure. I kind of like Charizard Y a little bit more. It seems a little bit more competitive, so I just kind of have a little bit more of a bond with that Pokemon. But you let me know down in the comments, what do you think about this figure? Do you think it's going to be worth picking up, repassing? Let me know what you think down there. Then I brought this up a couple times over the last couple of months, I think, but Jazwares has recently started to shift production to a Vietnam-based manufacturing plant. And we are seeing a new Garchomp that is coming out of that factory, which is great for me because I missed the 2-pack because I didn't want to buy the Charizard. Maybe I should have bought it. I don't know. Live and learn. But we have the new figure, and shout out to Nerdy Boy posting these up on Discord. I don't think the last Garchomp looked that bad though, but I mean, this still looks great to me. I'm absolutely going to be chasing this down. But we're getting a lot of super articulated figures right now, and it seems like maybe with the manufacturing plants transitioning, it seems like maybe we're going to actually get two waves very close together on very awkward timelines, where we had the wave that I discussed last week in the video, so make sure to go check that one out. But also we have this other wave that's going to include Pokemon like this Garchomp as our reprint, as well as the Scizor, which, I mean, to me this is shaping up like a very valuable wave because I want both of those figures. But let me know your thoughts. Did you miss out on Garchomp last time? Do you want this Garchomp? But in the wave, technically that's going to be before that, but in the wave that is technically going to be before that I mentioned, the Armor Rouge is posted up on EB Games Australia, and it does say that it's going to be a November release window, which is very interesting because as you may be aware, it is the middle of November and we haven't gotten nothing. So we still have just under 2 weeks for this to technically be true, but it just seems like a really tight time frame. So I guess we'll see when these release, if maybe Australia is ahead of the curve for once, because I feel like Australia usually gets the short hand of the stick, but usually the UK has been leading the charge on these releases recently. So we'll see when they come out. I don't know. But Nerdy Boy was also digging around the internet and found some new photos of Drifblim. The figure is looking pretty good. Now I will put a disclaimer on this. Not exactly sure if this is an actual Jazwares figures, but it does it's strongly thought to be one. There's just no branding on it, even on the back side of it, there's just no copyright information, production information, anything like that. So just take it with a grain of salt that this is potentially a Jazwares figure. It just seems very likely. The only thing I kind of don't like about it is it's got the little mouth on there, and it just kind of looks awkward, which technically I guess this is canon that it does have a little mouth there, but I don't know. I don't really like it. Nerdy Boy also came across this photo of one of the next environment sets. This is just a new variation of the Ancient Ruins, but we can confirm here that it's going to have Emolga and Impidimp in this new iteration of the Ancient Ruins. We get a lot of these reissue, reprint, repaints, whatever you want to call them. We get a lot of them when the environment sets. But also, shout out to Nerdy Boy if you've ever been on the Jazwares wiki that's out there. That's ran by Nerdy Boy, so I'll link it down below if you want to go check that out. Stay up to date on all of the releases. And also, if you miss something, you can go create a whole checklist and everything. Go check them out. It's a great website. Then staying on the Jazwares topic, but moving over to Target, there's quite a few new Jazwares items. First up, we do have the Play and Display case. It does come with a Pikachu and a Sprigatito, which is kind of nice if you haven't picked those up quite yet. But on top, you can actually play out little battles between the Pokemon, which is kind of fun. But on the inside, you do, like in that first photo, you do get little display, little compartments to store your 2-inch figures, which is kind of cool, especially with all these figures. Like, it's always nice to have just additional storage. And if you've been picking up like the clip and go Pokemon figures specifically, you might have a lot of Pokeballs laying around. This actually, you can clip the Pokeballs to the back, which I think is fantastic. Like, you can only display so many Pokeballs, you know? Then we also have new plushies that have come out, which first up we have this larger than life 24-inch Quaxley plushie. It's looking fantastic though. They're normally about 20 inches tall, so this is kind of like an extra large Quaxley, if like speaking in like Pokemon Go terms. But it is up for a decent price, which is kind of shocking because normally these like life-size plushies, at least through Pokemon Center, are just incredibly expensive. But it is made of a soft and huggable material, which is always nice when you're thinking about plushies, so you can actually like cuddle up on it. Maybe they can have it next to you on the couch or something. And then another water Pokemon, but just on the other side of the size spectrum, we actually have a Magikarp 24-inch plushie. This is technically then an extra small Magikarp if we're going off of Pokédex sizes, but still made of the same soft, snuggly materials there. And also, who doesn't love a Magikarp? You know, we're always rooting for him. And then if you need something a little bit more in the holiday spirit, there is also a new holiday Scarf Pikachu plushie. But to kind of keep the theme going, I guess it's kind of like a giant Pikachu at 24 inches tall, but still cute. And you know, really great if you're trying to set that holiday vibe. Maybe you're just in a winter overall vibe. Maybe you don't care much for the holidays for whatever reason. You can have this giant 24-inch plushie to kind of keep you company, snuggle up with when you're watching shows, whatever it is. Then covering a couple different bags, there's a new Loungefly. This one's actually over at Target, which is kind of a surprise. Usually we don't talk about these at Target, but this is the Pikachu Floral Mini Backpack. Pretty nice theming here, but it does kind of give me like springtime picnic vibes, which is a little bit weird. Like, just considering that this came out, or it's coming out in like late fall, almost winter time. But it's a good looking bag. I like the color scheme of this whole thing. And it's also like at a decent price, but it seems like it's just a mini backpack. But if you do collect those, this is a new one that I found over at Target. And I do normally just cover like the Loungefly bags because those just seem to be the more collectible items. But I thought it'd be nice to throw this one out there for the little young trainers in our lives. We've also got this like Sleeping Pikachu backpack. Could be good for like taking the preschool or something like that. I don't know. Thought I'd throw it in here. It's like only 20 bucks or something right now up on Target. So could be good for the kids. Maybe they need something for Christmas, even just for school, whatever it is. Seems like it's got a pretty decent size to it, decent compartment. And it does have these like extra little like keychain things to it, which is kind of fun. And also I think that like Pokeball is just a nice little extra accessory pocket. Maybe you can throw like an air tag in there, something to keep track of the kids. And we're talking a lot about Target today. Like, I swear to God, this was not like sponsored by them, but you know, they had a lot of releases, like the Ninetales Jumbo Funko Pop. It's up on the website for pre-order. This is a 10-inch Ninetales, which is pretty gigantic, honestly. But Ninetales is a fantastic Pokemon, one of my favorite fire types. So if you want to pick this up, I will have it linked down in the description. But as I'm like filming this and I'm looking at the photo of it and I'm just staring into its eyes, like it's stealing my soul a little bit right now, I think. But other than that, I'll also have linked, we have some new food items over on Amazon. We've got Capri Suns. They are Pokemon Legends ZA themed, I guess. They're doing a little collaboration there. I believe this is only for the strawberry kiwi flavor, which, I mean, it's been a while since I've had a Capri Sun, but I remember liking this flavor. These should be heading to stores soon, or maybe you already have them in your store. Kind of depends on distribution, your area that you're in, but they're up on Amazon as well if you would like to purchase them. I know we've got a couple food collectors out there, and you know, it's got a unique wrapper to the actual pouch of juice. So, I mean, I guess that makes it collectible. Over on the English Pokemon Center, we got new pins. Specifically, one of them was the Diglett Monthly Habitat pin. Pretty good looking pin. I think they did a good job on this one. This one actually took a little bit longer to sell out than normal, but I still feel like it's a good looking pin. Maybe Diglett not the most popular of the Pokemon we've gotten so far, but I appreciate that more Pokemon are getting love rather than just like the Kanto starters, you know? In addition to that, we did get a couple pin like card collections. So this one is featuring Mimikyu, and it is these like tearaway card pins that are on there, and the Mimikyu is looking pretty good, especially like that first one. I really like that one, but these are still available on there, especially for my pin collectors. But the one I'm like actually really interested in is they have like a New Year's 2026 card pin combo, and I mean the card's like nice looking. I like that color scheme quite a bit, but this pin is actually like, I don't know why I saw it. I was like, dude, that's a good looking pin. So heavily contemplating picking something like that up. But like I said, these are still in stock. I don't know. Do we have pin collectors down in the comments? Let me know. And then for the upcoming Chinese New Year, we have a new plush for the Year of the Horse. We've got a Ponyta plush, which I actually really, I love this. Ponyta, also one of my favorite fire types. Well, Rapidash really, but you know, you got a Ponyta to get a Rapidash, but it's looking really good. Like this would be a nice little display piece. It should be able to just sit there on its own. It's not like too crazy, so I actually really like this. Should be going on sale November 18th, so that's tomorrow once I launch this video. So you might want to keep an eye out if you're able to import something like that. Then Pokemon also announced that they're coming out with a new board game. It's going to be releasing in Japan on December 18th. And it's, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, but it's called Goita? And they do say that it should have a mobile version as well, but as far as I know, this is a Japanese-based game, physical and on the app. So we'll see if we'll get an international release of this, but the site says that it's got simple rules. That you compete to see who can put out 8 pieces the fastest, but it also mentions that the game's unique depth lies in the exquisite interplay of luck and guessing. It also says that it's a 2-on-2 cooperative battle, and also says that it can be enjoyed in a short amount of time, which I guess is kind of nice. You can get like multiple battles in, I guess, in the session if you're playing with some friends or family. But I don't know, I kind of just skimmed over the rules. I have a hard time reading board game rules. If I'm honest with you, I actually like got to get my hands on it and start to play it to like start to comprehend it a little bit more. But the little cards that come with it actually look really cool. I just want to collect those personally. But I hope they release this internationally. I think that'd be cool. Even if I never play it, I just want it for the collection. Like I said, those cards just, they look really good. And it is the year of Eevee. And as you know, we've gotten like 0 things Eevee themed this year. That's sarcasm. But we have a new Eevee collection over on the Japanese Pokemon Center coming up, and appropriately named. It is just called the Eevee collection, all based around the Eeveelutions and their various forms. There's quite a few items in this one, so we've got like the overview right there. There's clothing items in it as well, and of course we got to have some plushies in there. So kicking it off with the plushies, we do have these really cute little waving plushies of all of the Eeveelutions there. So of course you can try to get them all, or you know, get your favorites. I imagine that the Sylveon, Espeon, and Umbreon are going to be the ones that kind of go the fastest, potentially Leafeon and Glaceon. Rip to the Kanto Eeveelutions, but outside of that, we do have some cushions, and also all the art that is featured on these items is by the artist Nekosuke, which I'm unfamiliar with, but really nice theming here. We also have this cool like plushy wall pocket organizer, so you can stuff your plushies in there, kind of cute. And also, I just realized as I'm looking at this, the perfect amount of slots for all of the current Eeveelutions, which is kind of nice, but hopefully one day that gets ruined because we need some more Eeveelutions. But there's also these little pouch side crossbody bags featuring the faces of all of the Eeveelutions. But maybe you're at home, some coasters, you can put those down of all of your favorite Eeveelutions there. But you might be also saying, I don't even have anything to put on top of that coaster. They also have a mug, so you can put whatever drink you would like in there. Nice little, it's kind of got like a holiday theme too, which is kind of cool. It's well timed, you know. But after you have your cup of coffee or whatever, maybe you're thinking, oh, I gotta go wash my hands and do some work. Well, there's also hand towels here of all of the Eeveelutions with all of that art from Nekosuke. But after you do that, we do have a notebook, so you can write down whatever it is, your thoughts. Maybe you're doing PvP battles, you got to keep some notes on there. And you want to spice up your notes a little bit more, they got you covered. There's these embroidered stickers also, which is kind of cool because I didn't even know that these were a thing, like embroidered stickers. They look really cool. They might just be patches and Google Translate is doing my dirty, but either way, I think those are pretty cool, especially like them being mixed with some other Pokemon of those types, which is nice to see. There's also a tote bag in the collection with a special little pocket there. You can throw your Eeveelution plushie in there to go for a ride. It is getting cooler outside, in some areas anyways. It's kind of warm today, but there are the 2 different sweatshirts, which are not necessarily my style, but it's kind of feeling like that like cottagecore kind of style is what it kind of feels like. But this one here is a little bit more of a traditional, I guess, looking hoodie, or not hoodie, but pullover. And then there's even a cardigan in this collection, which looks kind of cozy. It's all fluffy and everything. Of course, it's a Pokemon Center collection, so gotta have our keychains. And I actually really like these too, especially because it's just like the type of that Eeveelution. I think these look really nice, but we've got those keychains. We've got a little treat box also, which is nice theming on there. And we've got the clear file folders here, so you can store whatever documents you need. Shove those in there in your nice Eeveelution themed folders. And then one more figure to talk about. Over in China, Funism is coming out with a new figure for Mega Lucario. It's looking fantastic. He's over here powering up that aura sphere is what it looks like to me. Love just like all of the swirling and everything. It's like giving me the like the Pokemon Center gallery figure vibes, which I love those figures. Opened those up on the channel quite some time ago, but this figure is coming in at 120 millimeters. And if you're unfamiliar with that, it is roughly 4.7 inches tall. So pretty decent size, nothing gigantic, but a decent size. But I love just like Funism has always been, at least the last year, has been making some fantastic figures. I love seeing these brands come out with just better and better products for us. It's like a really good time to be collecting figures and just like non-card things. So, but sort of related to cards in video game news, over on Pokemon TCG Live, so the app and the desktop game, there is a login bonus right now. You can hop in there and get yourself some new sleeves, all based around Eevee. We've got the like kind of like Prismatic Evolutions kind of theme, and then I don't know, the other one, the black neon looking one, but both look fantastic. So you can just log in, get those for free. And then in addition to that, after you accept those gifts, get your login bonuses, there is a code right here. You can use the code Phantasmal Flames 25 over in the shop, and you get yourself a free Mega Heracross EX, plus you get 2 packs of cards of Phantasmal Flames, which is really nice. And again, that's all free. It'll take you like 5 minutes to do all of that, unless you need to like update and all that, but it's there for free for you. Then this past week, we got a whole new trailer for Pokopia, which I'm very excited for. We got the announcement that the game should be releasing on March 5th, and it is, to mixed opinions, it is, for the physical release, going to be a game key card on the Nintendo Switch, which basically means you get like a key, I guess, with this like almost empty game cartridge. Shove it in your Switch and it just gives you like the ignition key to run the downloaded data. I don't know. For me, it feels weird. It just feels like they're just trying to cut costs, but still charge us the same amount of money. But I don't know. I get it. It also hopefully will cut down on waste and manufacturing costs, or manufacturing like emissions, I guess. So I guess there are some positives to it, but I just kind of hate being charged the same price for less. But I do appreciate that there's at least a physical product. I don't know, there's both sides to this all day. The digital version though, if you do prefer just to cut out all of that stuff, the digital version is available for pre-order right now, and physical pre-orders should be coming soon, at least over on Pokemon Center. They did say that they're gonna be giving away a Ditto Sitting Cutie with pre-orders for the game, the physical version of it, which is kind of cool. Honestly, just happy that we're getting any sort of like physical pre-order bonus, so that's nice to see. But over in Japan, they are getting a figure, which I don't know, plushie figure. Either way, you're getting Ditto. So I don't know. I could kind of go either way with it. I kind of would prefer a figure, but again, I'm just stoked we're getting anything. And also, there's so many in Japan. They partner with so many different retailers to get all sorts of different physical and digital pre-order bonuses. There's just a ton of them. There's a whole website that they dedicated for it. But some of them, like it's a little hit and miss, but some of them are kind of cool. Like there's like these like acrylic little box things. I don't know. I'll have it scrolling by on the screen. Maybe I'm talking too long for this, but we got some B-roll there. Regardless though, as long as you do an early purchase, so it doesn't mean pre-order, but just as long as you purchase it before January, there is a Ditto rug that you can get in the game as downloadable content. And I mean, the game comes out on March 5th, 2026, and you have until January 31st, 2027 to download that from the mystery gift or whatever they're going to call it in the game. So I don't know how much it is an early purchase bonus, but it just seems like a really long window of time, in my opinion. But we did get to see a handful of new characters, new variants of Pokemon for the game Pokopia. Personally doubt that we'll see these anywhere else other than these games, but still fun to see. So we have here, we've got the Professor Tangrowth in the game, which is kind of fun just to see the different colorings. We've got this, I don't know, it's just fun to see this like spin on different Pokemon. We've got Pikachu, which if you do look at the tail, as small and withered as it is a heart, so it is a she, which is also kind of fun to see the variants still carry the gender variations across into this game. We also have Mosslax, which is looking really fun. And then we have Smear Guru, which adds a whole bunch of more colors to its body, I guess, instead of just the green tip on its tail. But I don't know, I'm super stoked for Pokopia. I kind of like having just like a casual game. I can log in, hopefully for just like 5-10 minutes, do whatever I got to do, and like go on with my day. But just get that like little like micro dose of Pokemon and video games. But we'll see how intensive it kind of gets once the game actually comes out. And this past week, what also came out was Phantasmal Flames. Let me know how your hunt went down in the comments. Personally, I had work and was unable to go get stuff, but my buddy who was out doing errands, we'll say, he said that they had tons of stuff at all of the stores he went to, at least in terms of singles. Some of the other stuff kind of sold out a little bit quick, but it is kind of nice. Like, it's like you didn't have to be in line to get product, maybe to get the stuff that you actually wanted, but kind of interesting, just that there's actually a product to buy. Pull rates so far are kind of interesting on the spread. So here I'll post up a couple different numbers. So also, I don't think they follow me, but Hilltop TCG, they also have a pretty large presence over on TikTok, but they're a local store here too. I'm based in Utah, so they're actually like a local store here, but they posted up some of their findings so far, which I mean, seems pretty, like 1 out of 5, you're getting yourself an EX card. It's kind of crazy. Illustration rare, ultra rare trainer. So I don't know, the ratios seem pretty like not that bad. Getting that gold card, that's a lot of packs. So shout out to you if you've already got one of those. And then also TCG Player did also show similar numbers, I guess. So whoever you want to trust, you know, obviously it's all RNG, so your luck is going to vary, but you know, these guys have the ability to pull a lot more packs than at least I can. So shout out to both of these guys for posting up those numbers. Then we got to look at the next 30th anniversary TCG box coming out next year, January 30th. This box is going to have 3 packs of cards inside. It's going to have the Pokemon Day 2026 coin, as well as the stamped Pikachu promo on there. Now, at least this year, the Eevee went super fast. I'm still upset about that, but I still never picked it up, actually. Just hearing this kind of like brought back some trauma. But this box hopefully will be available at many retailers. We don't know exactly who is going to carry it quite yet, but it should retail for $15. And like I said, 3 booster packs, coin, stamped Pikachu card, not a bad price. So good luck to you. Hopefully you can get one. We'll see who's going to be carrying it, hopefully very soon. And also, did anybody catch the Walmart drop last week? The little like $20, $25 boxes that they had. I missed the first drop for the Black Friday Walmart Plus drop, but thankfully on the second one, I was able to pick up at least the Snorlax and Blissey and the Greninja and Kingdra. Really wanted that Incineroar and Torterra, but it was a no-go, so wasn't able to get that one, but let me know your luck down in the comments. Then, supposedly over at Lowe's, in their inventory, they're starting to have SKUs for Pokemon cards, which is very interesting, because if you don't know, Lowe's is a hardware store, so you can get your tools and your lumber in addition to Pokemon cards. Super weird. But even with this Phantasmal Flames release, there was 3 different promo cards. So Best Buy and GameStop had their usual promo stamped promo cards, but then Barnes & Noble finally had one. And so it's just funny to me to imagine a world where we could potentially be standing in front of a Lowe's to get our stamped promo cards and buy product. Just super weird. But I don't know, let me know your thoughts. Then this past week, we also got a trailer for Park Kanto, which is opening up in Japan this coming February. And the trailer was all CGI, but it still captures a lot of what we've seen so far in some of the images that I've been trying to show on the channel. So there's just been some people taking photos from above and showcasing some of the construction that's happening. But really cool to see. And also, it's curious to me, like in some of the images, like obviously we're going to see a lot of Kanto Pokemon in here. But like we're seeing a lot of Pokemon from different regions outside of Kanto. So it got me thinking, like, is this Kanto because it's in Japan? Because like the first, I think 4 generations were based off of regions in Japan. So I'm like curious, like, are they going to open up more of these parks in other parts of the world? Because I think like Pokemon also has like their collaboration with Universal Studios out in Japan. There's a lot of like Pokemon stuff there, but I could also see, since, I mean, Pokemon's done this in the past where they're just like, I'm going to do it myself rather than relying on these partnerships. So I do wonder if like, is there also a world where we see one of these parks open up in like Spain or Portugal or in England? Could we see one pop up in like New York, or I mean even in Hawaii or something, like just to be based off of these different regions? So I don't know, I thought that was kind of interesting that maybe like PokePark Kanto is based off of where the PokePark is physically located. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Merch though is going to be available at PokePark. And of course, we're going to have some plushies there. We're actually going to have a few different types of plushies. So we're going to have Pikachu and Eevee in like a regular plush form. There's a keychain, a pouch, and also hand puppets, which is kind of interesting. There's also additionally, because you got to have these, you got to have ears. So there's going to be these like Eeveelution ears, Pikachu, Vulpix, even a Clefairy on there, and also we're going to have hats, really kind of picking back off of the Disney formula there. But those are super fun to see. And then additionally, we'll have t-shirts, of course, you got to have shirts, but then also like tote bags, hand towels. It's really interesting to me that the collections usually have hand towels in them. I don't know why. But I hope your hands are clean enough to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Hopefully you guys are having a great November. We're gearing up onto Thanksgiving next week here in the States. So I'm going to be gone. So a little bit of a pause on the Pokemon news, but I'll try to post a little more often, give you guys some updates. But thank you guys for spending some time with me today. Feel free to comment below, even just to leave an emoji. Always love that. Take care of each other out there, and I'll see you very soon on the next one.